Listen, big muscles are absolutely useless for footballers. Here is why. Let's start with agility and speed. Footballers need quick movements. They need to be able to quickly change their directions and go to like different ways in order to dribble, and having big muscles is just not gonna let them to do that, or at least as efficiently as possible. Big muscles can hinder your range of motion, your agility, and your burst of speed. So in a sport that split-second decisions matter so much, having so much muscle, or like having big muscles in general, is gonna be such a big hindrance. The second reason is technique and skill. Listen, instead of putting all that effort at the gym and working on your muscles and trying to get them better, it's more logical to spend that time on training your skills on the pitch, because that's what you need to do. And listen, I do weightlifting myself. I know it's like whenever you do a lot of weightlifting, you just gas out so much quicker and you just get bigger, and whenever you want to do athletic movements, it's just, you can't really move around. It's like super hard to be athletic, super hard to have like a lot of range of motion, and it just makes you so much slower. So overall, like, you just have less skill. Like whenever someone has like, let's just say you're doing jiu-jitsu, right? Jiu-jitsu, what the hell was that? Jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you're able to like move around much better, but whenever you have bigger muscles, it just keeps you very tight. Like you're not able to move around as freely. And it's the same logic for football. Skill-based training is gonna benefit footballers much more than weightlifting, because they need to use those skills in the game, and big muscles are absolutely pointless. Listen, it's important to have strong muscles and a decent amount of muscle mass in order to hold up some players, do some physical defending, just having overall strength, but you don't need to grow crazy amounts of muscle mass, because it's absolutely detrimental for footballers. The third reason is endurance and injury prevention. Now listen, as I mentioned before, whenever you have bigger muscles, you just gas out so much quicker. Like it's so crazy that when I'm telling you, like a guy that's like pretty much similar to your weight and you have more muscle, you gas out way more quicker. And from my experience, it's just absolutely terrible to have a lot of muscle in just pretty much any sport, unless you're like competing in bodybuilding or like sports that don't really require a lot of stamina, you know what I mean? But besides that, majority of the sports require crazy amounts of stamina. You need to be fit to be able to run continuously, to perform. Besides the stamina issues, bigger muscles give you way more issues with injuries, joint issues. And imagine like a player like Adama Traore, he has a way more injury risk than like a winger like, let's just say, Gnabry, because he has less muscles. Overall, it's just better for your general fitness, especially as a footballer. Whenever you have bigger muscles, you're gonna have muscle pulls and strains, and that's just terrible news for footballers. And the fourth and the final reason is functional strength. Can you get strong doing weightlifting? Yes, you're gonna get a lot, like way stronger than an average human being. You're gonna gain way more muscle, but it's not functional. So the best thing for athletes, usually what they do is they do movement-based exercises, something that's gonna mimic the movement of what they do in the game, and they add weight to it, they add resistance training to it, and they're able to perform it. But if you just do higher weights for the sake of getting more muscle, it's absolutely detrimental. So the best thing is to actually train the movement. When you train the movements, you're able to improve your stability, your coordination, just your overall strength, especially strength that is actually functional for your sport and football in general. Because let's just say you do bench press, a lot of bench press is not gonna really help you. Or if you do a lot of squats and you grow massive legs, it's gonna be absolutely pointless in football if you gas out quickly and you're not able to keep up with other players. Listen, I understand being strong athletes is absolutely crucial, especially in football when there is like crazy defenders, strong defenders out there like Van Dijk, like Fofana, Badiashile, I don't know, just examples on top of my head, Konate, Militao, Rudiger, all these guys, they have crazy strength, but they also have, their muscles aren't as big that they can just run at all. They're super fast. They're able to actually keep up with a lot of fast attackers, and they don't really get injured that much. Why? Because their muscles are actually in a good amount of range, so they cannot constantly pull them or strain them, and it doesn't hinder their stamina, so they're perfectly able to just constantly play for 90 minutes after 90 minutes after 90 minutes, and they rarely get injuries. So a lot of the times when you lift a lot of weights, like look at the Bayern team, like they did a lot of weightlifting, and a lot of players have like a lot of injuries. Like look at Alphonso Davies, Lucas Hernandez, Goretzka, Leroy Sané. There's like injuries constantly happen to them, you know what I mean? So a lot of the times weights and like bigger muscles can actually be super detrimental for your overall career, and you're gonna be constantly facing these injuries, and it's just not gonna be a great thing. But the most important thing for footballers is to constantly train their actual skills, which is the things that they perform on the football pitch, and some things that are gonna be actually more useful. Yeah, a little bit of weights here and there is fine, but it should not be their main focus. I myself love weightlifting, I love gaining more muscle, but I understand that using these muscles in a lot of sports is kind of hard, because it's genuinely really hard to put it to use, unless again you go like a powerlifting competition, but that's about it, you know what I mean? So I was training, when any sport pretty much I've done in the past, especially when I've been like in this current state, when I've had way more muscle mass, I just gas out so quickly. So guys, I understand a lot of people think big muscles may help for football, be a big help for footballers, but genuinely doesn't matter that much. So instead they gotta focus on their skills in the football pitch. I want to combine the world of football and fitness and just create this niche that no one is really talking about. It's very low-key, and you know, I want to spread more information about this. So if you guys like content like this, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and catch you guys later in the next video. Bye bye.